left turn signal on the planet at Austell Road at the East-West Connector. And I missed it one time. I thought, okay, God, you got to get me through. I've got to get God, come on, God, work this out for me. And the light turned, we get the arrow again, and I start to turn and realize the lady in front of me is texting on her cell phone. And she's oblivious that she has the green arrow. And we're taught now that to blow your horn is road rage. So I don't blow my horn anymore. I hit my steering wheel. But they can't hear me hit my steering wheel. And all of a sudden she realizes she has the green arrow, and she guns it, and she makes the turn, and there I'm left with a red light. But it's in those moments, if we'll just let God have His way, it's in those moments that we have those divine appointments. Because I'm listening to the radio and the Christmas music is playing. And all of a sudden this song comes on. I've heard it probably at least 1,000 times in my lifetime. Silent night. Holy night. There's a line in that song that says, sleep in heavenly peace. And I begin to sit there and waiting on the light to change, and I'm thinking, what does it mean to sleep in heavenly peace? So I got my assignment done, what I was going to do, and I came back to the office and I decided, you know what? That was a God moment. I'm going to do a word study. I want to know what God was trying to teach me by having me sit there at that intersection so I could hear that song. So I did some research and I discovered that peace is actually the absence of hostility. It's the absence of war. It's a state of harmony. And I began to do further reading on the topic of peace, and of course the Hebrew word for peace is shalom. So I thought, well, we'll approach it from that perspective, and I began to realize that shalom means freedom from trouble, but it means so much more. Shalom means to experience the highest good. Shalom means to enjoy the very best there is, to possess all the inner good possible. It means wholeness. It means soundness of soul and of spirit. It means prosperity, especially in the spiritual sense, of the spirit and a soul that is thriving, that is growing. And I begin to conclude at that point that peace and shalom is what sleeping in heavenly peace is all about. See, there are different kinds of peace in this world. Over here we have peace of the world. That peace is temporary. It will not last forever. It's the peace of escapism. It's the peace of denial and the peace that wants to avoid trouble and not deal with issues and focuses on satisfaction and possessions and contentment and absence from trouble and those kinds of things. That's the peace of the world. But then over here, we have the peace of Christ. And we have the peace of God. And that is the peace that is deep, deep within our spirit and our souls. It's a tranquility of mind, if you will. It's a composure. And what I mean by that is, it's a peace that even in the worst of circumstances, we find calm in the storm. See, whatever storm you might be going through tonight, Jesus is still in that boat with you right now. He's never left you. He's with you right where you are right now. But this kind of peace, it's more than feelings. It's more than an attitude or a mentality, if you will. The peace of Christ is a peace of conquest. Well, Pastor, that makes no sense. Peace and conquest. And what I'm talking about here when I say peace of conquest is the peace that is independent of any circumstance we find ourselves in, good or bad. We had the privilege this year, an incredible privilege, my wife and I, to take our grandchildren to Disney World last week for one day. It's all we could handle in one day. It was a 15-hour day, but we did it. And even standing in the lines and dealing with this and the crowds and all, there was peace. You see, it's the kind of peace that no sorrow, no danger, no suffering, or no experience can ever take away. The peace of Christ is also a peace of assurance. And what I mean by that is an unquestionable confidence of knowing that God holds us in His hands. And we know that God works all things together for good for those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. And then there is the peace of Christ that is the peace of intimacy with God. Do you know tonight that you were created to spend eternity with a holy God? That He created you to fellowship with Him forever and ever and ever. And this is the peace of the highest good. This is a peace that it settles our mind and it strengthens our will, if you will. It establishes our heart. It builds the foundation on which we live. But where does it all come from? Well, the source of peace is Jesus Christ. You want peace in the Middle East? Jesus Christ. You want peace in our government? Jesus Christ. You want peace in our schools? Jesus Christ. You want peace in your community? Jesus Christ. So if peace is what I have learned in my word search on that topic, and if the source of peace is Jesus Christ, can we then conclude tonight that to sleep in heavenly peace is to sleep in Jesus Christ? See, my friends, there is salvation found in no other than the Lord Jesus Christ. There is no lasting peace in any other than the Lord Jesus Christ. My prayer for you, for all of you, my prayer for this community, and for my church, is that we would understand the incredible gift that God has given us through His Son. And that each one of us would sleep in heavenly peace. Peace.
Luke chapter 2, verses 17 to 20. When they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, which were just as they had been told. Hopefully, this spirited arrangement will remind all of us to share the excitement of the newborn king as the shepherds did a long, long time ago. Be ready to tap your toes to the joyous gospel swing style of this next arrangement of a favorite African-American spiritual sung by countless worship choirs and soloists in recent years. Jesus, oh, wonderful child.
enjoyed the program this evening. My name is Nelson Fleming. I'm the music associate and pianist here at Mount Harmony Baptist Church, and have had the awesome privilege for the last 18 years to lead various forms of this group each year in our Christmas at the Keyboards performances. They're not performances, they're concerts, they're worship concerts, they're concerts that hopefully have led you to have a much better Christmas than you would have had otherwise. I do want to make just a few announcements before we go. We do have CDs that are available. We recorded CDs during our dress rehearsals the last couple of nights, so the CDs are ready. You can actually purchase the CDs and take them with you. The DVDs will be, of course, of the live performance, so you will have to place an order for the DVDs. You can place those, and you can either pick them up here at the church, or they can be mailed to you. Also, back on the tables in the two corners, we have an email list that you can sign up. We've started this years ago, and we send out email reminders every year of when the concerts are going to be. And if you want to be on our list to know when next year's concert will be, just put your name and your email address down on those. Also, we're good Baptists, so we are going to take up an offering before we leave this evening. The offering simply goes to defray the cost of the pianos. The cost continues to go up year after year. This year, the company we've been using for many years to get our pianos from was not able to furnish them, and we didn't find this out until about Labor Day weekend. So we had to scramble and work around and get the pianos. Ended up costing us a little bit more than we had anticipated. So anything that you can help with would be appreciated. There is no charge for this. Do not feel obligated to give. But if you feel the Lord would have you donate some money toward the cost of renting the pianos for the program, we would appreciate that. I do want to make sure that you look on the back of your program and notice all the people that it takes. It takes a lot of people to make this happen every year, and some of these people have been doing it, for, if not all, for many of the 18 years that we've been doing. If you see the tech crew, the stage crew, the ones that help with the production, we appreciate all of them so much. And then I especially want to recognize our pianists. These people put in so much work each year. We start rehearsing together in October. I pass the music out the end of August. They rehearse at home pretty much through the month of September. Then we rehearse every Sunday during October and November. Then we rehearse 2 nights this week. It's a lot of work, plus all the time they spend working on it at home. And I know you would like to tell them how much you appreciate the hard work. Thank you so much. It is our privilege to do this. We look forward to it. Many of us have become dear, dear friends from having done this for many years. If you'll have a seat, I hope you have time for one more number. Our finale this year is a brand new piece that we've never done before. It's an arrangement of